Odilon Redon's noirs are difficult to discern, to completely grasp. It's hard to fully understand them, to interpret them in any satisfying way. You know they come from a fruitful imagination, they're fascinating, but I have a hard time analyzing these images because I find it difficult to truly understand them. They come so deeply from imagination that what these images are can be hard to define. The indeterminate often comes up when Redon himself talks about his art. My drawings inspire and cannot be defined. They place us, as music does, in the world of the ambiguous and the indeterminate. This world of the indeterminate which Redon introduces us to is a world engulfed in darkness. It exposes disturbing scenes, impossible creatures, and eerie objects. It's not too far off from Redon's Cyclops, which I already made a video about. His Cyclops was made during the second part of his career when he finally turned to color to give life to his work. But here, Redon sticks almost exclusively to black. Redon's noirs literally translate to Redon's blacks in French. So what characterizes this series is the fact that it's devoid of color. The use of charcoal, most importantly, contributes to the ephemerality of the images, to what makes them indeterminate. The darkness and the fogginess of the images create an uncertainty, the kind of uncertainty that keeps us alert and watchful. But this darkness and fogginess also create a very distinct feeling, a feeling that makes these relatable. They feel like dreams. There's nothing more indeterminate and blurry than dreams. The odd can make an appearance out of nowhere. The most improbable situations might arise, and a moment later, the dream is completely forgotten, with only a foggy image to serve as a vague memory. However, the medium and its color or lack of color is not what contributes the most to the dreamlike quality of these images. The subjects of these images are what relates the most to dreams. Smiling spiders, crying spiders, egg person, plant person. These subjects, which are combinations of different elements into one creature, are what makes these images so appealing. They come straight from Redon's imagination. And the fact that Redon used his imagination was quite original at the end of the 19th century. He condoned the narrowness of the realist theories which confine art and refuse it access to its most fertile sources. Thought, inspiration, genius, in a word, and all that it reveals to us. To him, a lot of artistic potential was wasted by depicting only the material world. My originality consists in bringing to life, in a human way, improbable beings and making them live according to the laws and probability by putting, as far as possible, the logic of the visible at the service of the invisible. Redon gave life through his work to the invisible, ideas, creations, fantasies. He undeniably paved the path for surrealists who would push even further the exploration of the unconscious through art. This video was made for Halloween because Redon's noirs are, at least at first glance, undeniably spooky. But while doing the research for this video, I came across this quote by Gauguin saying, "I do not see why it is said that Odilon Redon paints monsters. They are imaginary beings. He is a dreamer, an imaginative spirit." And Gauguin might be right here. These aren't necessarily monsters. We don't see them doing monstrous things as we would in a Goya, which Redon took much inspiration from. These beings just look unfamiliar. they are unknown. These aren't necessarily nightmares, they're just dreams. Redon might make us realize that we aren't afraid of nightmares, but of dreams themselves because they're so unpredictable, so unknown, so indeterminate. And the indeterminate can be scary, it can be unsettling, but what Redon is doing here, I believe, is trying to reconcile us with what we fear, but perhaps shouldn't: our imagination. Thank you so much for watching, thank you for liking and subscribing if you have already, and I'd like to thank, as always, Roman Brendel, Mike Wex, and every other patron for supporting the channel. If you also want to support the channel and appear at the end of each video, you can donate $1 or more at patreon.com/thecanvas. Thank you.